Hey, I'm John Chen, and I'm still the author of Engaging Virtual Meetings and still the producer of TechLearn 2021 Virtual Conference. Hey, it's coming up October 25th to 29th, and welcome to TechLearn Tips. Today, our guest is Dr. Constance Staley, otherwise known as Connie, and she's going to share us a great tip from today. Let's bring Connie on.
John, how are you?
There we go. Hey, Connie, how you doing?
I'm good, John. You?
Good. All right. So I love that you're coming from Colorado. We're like sister states, you know, because I'm here in Washington. I hear you're going to be speaking at TechLearn 2021, and today you're going to share one tip from your session about how to unmask the webinar. So do you mind sharing your tip?
I would love to do that, John. In the webinar, and of course, getting a webinar on webinars is always risky. Nevertheless, I'm going to talk about the fact that going virtual changes everything. And one of the big ways that it changes everything is it changes the energy in what you're doing and what you're saying. It's sort of like, to me, the difference between going to the Super Bowl and watching the Super Bowl on your phone. You've got something between you as a presenter and your participants, and it changes the energy flow, the dynamics. And so we're going to talk about the fact that webinar speakers really have to up their energy, because 88% of participants expect the presenter to be dynamic, to be energetic, to be enthusiastic. Here's the problem. You have this headshot, basically, in which to do that. You don't have much to work with. That's assuming you're visible. If you're not visible, you have to do all of that with your voice. And so we're going to work on how to increase your energy and demonstrate that. One of the things we're going to do is a PowerPoint improv. We'll get somebody going on that, a couple of volunteers perhaps. I call it a PowerPoint riff. You know, they say it's a drinking game in Australia and in Canada and in Germany. But you are giving a presentation on using a slide deck you've never, ever seen before. And it's funny, but it's also fun. And we're going to practice some of the tips about energy in that kind of a setting. So that's what I'm going to be talking about, and lots of other related things. There are actually going to be 6 ways to unmask the webinar, but the speaker is what we're really going to focus on in that session.
Perfect. Thank you, Connie. Well, I've had the actual experience of going to a Super Bowl. Super Bowl 48, by the way, go Seahawks. We actually won that Super Bowl. And watching it on television. And it's 2 vastly different experiences. And both of them can be energetic, right, if it's done in the right way. And that's one of the things that I've seen. By the way, I discovered PowerPoint karaoke from Trend Hunters like a decade ago. And I've actually run some PowerPoint karaokes. Do you mind sharing, like, what's one of the best energy things that you've seen with somebody who's doing PowerPoint karaoke? Because what I love about it is you focus solely on the presentation and not on the content, right?
Exactly. The content is fictitious, but you learn how to think on your feet. And in this case, think in your chair, but think quickly, shift gears, et cetera. And so you can use your hands to communicate some energy. You can't obviously have wild, dramatic gestures. You can use your eyes, because I think trust comes before competence in this kind of a setting. And I also think that connection comes before content in this kind of a setting. So really engaging your listeners so that they're not tempted by email or texting or anything else is key. And it's fun.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Connie. And that's what I think. I've always said great training is fun, right? And the fun is actually a strategic piece, because you're more likely to remember it. And of course, more importantly, more likely to use it. Thank you so much, Connie, for the valuable tip.
You're welcome. Thank you, John.
Excellent. All right. Well, Connie's going to again be speaking at TechLearn 2021. TechLearn has over 130 learning experiences, all for $595. Register now at techlearnconference.com and use my discount code CHEN, C-H-E-N, Charlie Hector Enigma Nigeria, and you're going to save $100. You'll save $100, and you're going to get a free $29 signed book. Hey, we'll look forward to seeing you there, and where you can meet and see Connie and find out what are the other 5 tips for ways to unmask the webinar. We'll see you there.